That play is selfie time for some, looks like some Shot the Clear fans.
Yeah.
Shot the Clear supporters. Okay. Obviously her glasses are not reading glasses.
Diggins swings and sends this in the air to deep left center field. Back goes Easton Richter. He leaps up, and that is gone. Trying to get out number one. This is blasted to deep left field. And that is gone for a Kansas Jayhawks. Council drives this to deep left, and they go back to back to back. 1-0. Is hit to deep right. Back it goes, twisting towards the pool. It's a fair ball, and it's another home run for the Kansas Jayhawks. Make that, the second inning. And this is hit well to deep left. That is back, and that is gone. Wow. 5 straight home runs for the Kansas Jayhawk.
You're listening.
Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATP with Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time.
Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise.
And here it is.
Oh my goodness. Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters, the only show that thinks there's 2 Tuesdays in a week. I'm Christian Bladt. He's Eric Zane. It's like we're having back-to-back 5-run jacks here on Who Are These Broadcasters. And Eric, no, I have no idea why the screen got fucked up again.
Well, as long as you've recovered, which you have, we all
I'm
knew
good
you
now.
would. We all knew you would. No point dwelling on it.
And I'm sure that no one was watching close enough to know that the countdown stopped in the middle and I had to start it over. No one saw any of these things.
No. All I knew is I had a little more time to fix my hair, and that's all that matters,
and
really.
Look, there have been a lot of complaints because you were wearing a hat regularly on the show.
Yes.
And people tune in, not for this hair. They turn in for that hair.
Oh, I disagree. I like your hair. I like all about you, but this has already turned into a love fest. I mean, here we are. Second show in a week. And if you're actually catching this later on at the week it's supposed to be, it's because you're watching the replay. But we don't like to slow this train down. We didn't get to be the top show on the WATP network.
That's true.
By being lazy. God damn it. We try not to take time off. I mean, I had to last week, but you had Zia. That was good. I mean,
that was for the eye candy anyway. But yes, as I mentioned in our last episode, we're doing an extra show today because next week we're taking the kids to see some spring training baseball for their spring break in Arizona. There were comments in the chat. Well, who goes to Arizona for vacation? I mean, I said why I was going, and also I can drive there. So, it's a little bit more budget conscious.
Some moron said, who goes to Arizona for vacation? Yeah, no one goes to the Grand Canyon, Dick.
Right. Look, and if people want to go to Florida for spring training, they can do that too. It's basically the same thing. So I'm very excited to have that. But I didn't want to deprive people of this show.
No.
Some would say this is the 5th most popular show on the channel, and there are only 4 shows on the channel. So I don't quite know how that works. But I think, understand and respect that it has quickly become America's favorite live streaming clips show.
Well, absolutely. I mean, if you want to go to any of the other WATP shows to hear how the girls call each other names, I mean, that's totally fine. Who wouldn't want to hear old people bicker and call each other names? We'll just be here talking about pop culture and being awesome. If you want that type of nonsense in your life, go for it. I'm here to support you.
Well, there actually may be some old people calling each other names a little bit later in the show, but it's all right because I'm the one doing it. But we'll get to that. We'll tease it forward. I think we accidentally fell our way into banter, and this is a Thursday. Thursday is Who Are These Socials Day. I feel like we should not take away banter from Carl and Blind Mike.
Right.
Blind Mike in particular will be very upset with us. But I think that we do have to banter about the most important thing to do with this show, Super Chats. And Eric, how about that last show where we had those dueling $50 and $51 Super Chats?
Yeah, we weren't used to that. I mean, we're used to something a hell of a lot more meager. So again, special thank you to that. That was
Kevin and Hulkamania. I mean, it was enough where our buddy Carl texted us to make sure that we read Hulkamania Super Chat.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We got a $51 chat. We will read it. But I'm sure that everyone in the audience today, they're all too scared to give us that kind of money.
Well,
we just have a bunch of cowards. Look, this is the Thursday show audience, and we all know that the Tuesday show audience is better than the Thursday show audience. Yes. So it's all right. No pressure, you guys. We all know that the Tuesday show is the better show, the better audience. No problem.
Yeah, for sure. But I know that they like to give their money to the people on the network, the other shows, but they're already rich as fuck.
Yeah.
So save it up and either spend it on your wife or husband, or give it to us.
Yeah, I have heard Blind Mike Geary referred to as Ninja Rich. So yeah, I think he found it late in life is basically what I'm saying.
So if you throw a dollar amount to a super chat, something that you would want Christian to sign off with, maybe him saying something terrible about someone who doesn't deserve it, something that might make a various group of people be upset. You might have to get creative in how you write that so that it can get past the AI that censors that. But still, have at it, and Christian will sign off with that, hopefully with a large dollar amount attached to it, because the one with the highest amount wins. So
yeah, we have been getting some requests to use the super tip system on this show, and as I've said, I don't understand how it works. But if there's a free moment during Hackamania, which, by the way, will be in Las Vegas, May 9th through the 11th, I am primarily focused on what time I'm going to go to White Castle with Tukey and Cardiff.
Okay.
The first night. But secondarily, I'll see if Carl has a moment to show me how super tips work. I don't want to ask Melton because I don't want to be yelled at. So I'll ask Carl, and I'll bring my laptop, I'll be, Carl, how do super tips work? So we'll try to get those going on the show in the future. In addition to Hackamania, by the way, there will be Dabble House, which is a streaming DabbleCon event, April 11th and 12th. You'll get season 2 of the tapes there. The Cape mini tapes. So go to dabblecon.live. And I know Carl, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's dabblecon.live. And while you're typing in web addresses, go to whoarethese.com. Find the voicemail number to leave us a message. Just say it's for WATP. And while you're there, you can join the Patreon or become a YouTube member. You'll see WATP record live every Wednesday and Saturday, plus 2 bonus episodes every month, just like earlier this week when Carl, Jenny Jingles, and producer Chris did the latest installment of Living in the Past, the aftermath of Stuttering John's just absolutely dud of a prank phone call to Donald Trump. And he's been living off of it for a decade. There were no laughs. I don't have that on my board. I'm sorry, but there were no laughs. In any case, I think that's everything everybody needs to know. And I was mentioning that, some of the comments we sometimes get. I have actually, believe it or not, Eric, I've gotten a number of comments that people find out that Who Are These Broadcasters is actually some of our audience's primary source for news. So, in the interest of those people, we're going to dive right in.
Good. Yeah, let's do it.
To this.
Who are these politics? Who are these politics?
So first and foremost, I am typically not a huge fan of AI videos, but every once in a while they're so funny. And this is an AI video that someone who worked at Housing and Urban Development put this AI video on every TV screen in the building. This was a couple of weeks ago. It ties into what we're about to do. We'll do our best to describe it for our audio audience. I've left the name of the creator on the screen so that I can give him credit. So that's Paulie Tix. So he has created this AI video of President Trump massaging and suckling the toes of Elon Musk. And if it's just sitting around on X, it's not that funny. But the fact that it was on every television in Housing and Urban Development, that makes it a little extra funny.
That sounds like a level of expertise to somehow get them on all of those TVs of like beyond international terrorism, type of skill set. I mean.
Yeah, no, I think Al Qaeda has like a night class that they teach, and you can audit it even if you're not a member of Al Qaeda.
That is
or
that is
Hamas.
awesome. What a fucking fresco that is. What a piece of work.
Let's hear the sound again. I want our audio audience to just bask in it. And again, not a real video. It's just AI. Usually the only AI I enjoy are AI jingles, but that one was too much.
Can you imagine the look on Trump's face when he finds out that was in like a government office playing everywhere? My God, he would demand, such an investigation. People would have to work tirelessly for like 24 straight hours or until they found out who did this. I mean,
you know what? No, I don't think you understand President Trump. I'm sure he was not even remotely upset, and he just was like, that's funny. And he shrugged it off. I don't think that. So let's dive right in. Let's see. The one pun. It sounds like Imholt cleaning out his ex-wife.
Oh.
Well, after Rakeda serviced her, I think is what he's saying. Yes. Thank you, the one pun. And yes, you can get on the screen with the poor chat if you're disgusting.
Yes, forgot
enough.
to mention that.
If you're disgusting enough, like the one pun, Eric will put you up on the screen. So there's a little interest in the fact that President Trump turned the south lawn of the White House into a CarMax. And we're going to take a look at this event where he showcased Elon Musk and a number of Tesla models. And someone that we'll focus on in a few minutes kicks off sort of our coverage of this event. Possibly the last honest broadcaster in Washington, D.C., our buddy Peter Doocy, asks an important question starting off this event.
President Trump, are you looking to buy or lease today?
Well, I'm going to buy, and I'm going to buy because, number one, it's a great product, as good as it gets, and number two, because this man has devoted his energy and his life to doing this. I think he's been treated very unfairly by a very small group of people. And I just want people to know that you can't be penalized for being a patriot. And he's a great patriot. And he's also done an incredible job with Tesla. And I mean,
the reason why the clip went that low. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you noticed. Yeah. So let's hear that again.
Also done an incredible job with Tesla and
with Tesla. Yes.
Come on, man.
Tesla. This came after President Trump. I'm not going to read every word on this, but he's talking about how radical left lunatics are trying to illegally and collusively boycott Tesla, one of the world's great automakers. It's either that, or as maybe our buddy Peter Doocy is going to point out, most of us can't afford a $117,000 car right now. I don't know. I mean, it might look, yes, there are definitely people who could buy them that aren't because they don't like what he's doing. You know, they say elections have consequences, and so does Doge. So
how come the little kid didn't punch him in the cock?
Well, that's what I wanted to focus on in the next clip, is that we see in this image, we see three people. We see President Trump, we see Elon Musk, and we see the actual president, who is, of course, Elon Musk's son. X.
I love that kid. I love him.
I'm a big fan of X, the kid.
To make a statement, I'm going to buy one. Now, here's the bad news. I'm not.
Okay, so there's the bad news. He's going to buy a car,
right.
and X is just looking on like, what is all this white people bullshit?
This is the kid who the last time we saw him, he was telling Trump to shut the fuck up in the White House. Didn't he actually say, shut the fuck up?
No, he didn't swear, but you notice that Elon's grabbing him by the tuft of his hair. So
right. He said, I want you to hush, you stupid ass, or something like that, or go fuck yourself.
Shut up, you prop.
I'm not allowed to drive because I haven't driven a car in a long time, and I love to drive cars. But I'm going to have it at the White House, and I'm going to let my staff use it. I'm going to let people at the place use it.
Okay.
And
sorry, people at the place?
Yeah.
Look, if Joe Biden had said that, we would have spent at least 20 minutes on it. What place are you talking about? You're talking about the White House? People at the place will be able to use it.
They just have a communal Tesla that anyone can take out.
Hey, Mr. President, can you toss me the keys? Sure thing. Go ahead. Here you go, Carolyn. Have fun.
They all are all excited about that. I'm not allowed to use it. Can you believe it? One of my great things in life is that I can, I like to drive cars, but I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, he likes to drive cars, but he hasn't done it in years. Yeah,
you know what? I don't buy that he's not allowed to drive. If I'm fucking Trump, I drive. You know that one limo, the armored limo?
Yeah.
I say, fuck you. I'm going to drive. You sit next to me.
Yeah,
I would do that.
You trying to tell me that Bill Clinton never grabbed the wheel and went off-roading with
I'm gonna drive. I'm the fucking president of the United States. I can say and do whatever the fuck I want. I'm driving.
Well, here obviously this is a very important opportunity to try to help out his buddy Elon. He wants to give Elon a lot of credit, but if you listen closely, Eric, not too much credit.
Because he's able to find billions and billions and billions of dollars of fraud and waste and all of the things. I mean, our country is going to be very strong very soon because of a lot of the things that he's done and a lot of the things that I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like, all the things he's doing. By the way, I got to make sure that I don't just wholly compliment someone.
That now it all. I mean, at first I thought that wasn't actually Donald Trump talking.
Right.
And then he brought it all came full circle with he needed to actually say he's doing a great job, and if it weren't for me allowing him to do a great job, he wouldn't be doing such a great job.
Right.
And then the kid punches him in the dick.
I mean, you have done the fanfic version of what would have made this an absolute home run, and we could have probably ended the show if X punched the president in the dick.
I will say this, regardless of how you feel about politics.
Sure.
Since the inauguration, we have had 2 straight months where not a dull moment, not a one. Every fucking day, it has been front and center, right between the eyes. And, I guess it's all you get what you pay for or what you want. Had we Harris in there, nothing would be done, good or bad. It would just be nothing.
I was talking to someone in the chat before we started, Calverton's, and, he seems unhappy with the direction of the country. And I just said, look, all I ever said was that Trump was going to be great for this show. I'll let somebody smarter than me figure out what's best for the country.
Right.
That's not my job.
I don't know, and I don't care.
I don't
give a fuck. Yeah. I just want to do a show. I don't care what happens.
Well, the best thing about wanting to do a show is when you get moments just like this one.
A second. Do you want my notes? Yeah. They gave me notes. I said, I'm not Biden. I don't need notes.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to get in this sucker? Also, do you want to see my notes? And they did actually take a photo of the notes, and this was credited to Getty Images. This is the actual image. So you can see Tesla pricing 112,000. I'm sorry, I said 117. So that's fake news on my part.
And look at the bottom. He's got like radio copy.
Yeah, yeah. And make sure you use promo code Trump. You'll get $1,000. Somebody I know, and I'm actually good friends with, was posting about this literally last night, and he has a promo code where you can save $1,000 on a Tesla.
I mean, that's the type of thing you see at the end of an ad where it says Teslas can be purchased as low as $299 a month or $35,000.
And here's the thing: as cringy as this moment is, Trump's like, look, I'll debase myself, but I'm not reading the copy that in an ad read is usually the really fast part. It's like, remember FDIC, he's like, I'm not doing that. All right. So I'm going to give it to, that sounded like our boy, Peter Doocy there. Anytime Trump has a note or something and he doesn't know what to do with, Doocy's like, well, I'll take it. He's got no problem with it. Remember, he ended up with Biden's note that he left for Trump because Trump didn't want it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So listen, our buddy Peter Doocy is there covering this. And I think that this is starting sort of the narrative that Peter Doocy is the last honest broadcaster in Washington, D.C. because of this question that he asks.
What is your message, President Trump? Buying a new car while there are some folks who will see this clip at home and they are struggling with their retirement accounts down at the moment. Uncertainty about work ahead.
Well, I think they're going to do great. I think our country had to do this.
Okay, that part doesn't matter. So he actually asked the kind of questions that he used to ask Biden and Corinne Paul Pierre or whatever her name was. I've already forgotten who that lady was, but you know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, speaking of the White House briefing room, this is earlier in the week. Peter Doocy seems really focused on this one aspect of the economy. This is him asking Carolyn Leavitt, who is the current White House press secretary.
Dropping and dropping and dropping is a period of transition. You're sure nobody here at the White House shorted the Dow?
So first of all, he starts with a joke, which is nice. That
I
nobody
didn't catch it.
He said nobody shorted the Dow. So basically that, are you sure that no one in the White House bet on the Dow to tank because that's the way they're behaving?
Okay.
And, he's in the inner circle. He gets away with that. But then he he has an actual question.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. But is there any concern here that it's going to be harder to ask certain federal workers to retire if they look at their retirement accounts and they're getting robbed every day?
Well, I'm glad you brought up workers because that's exactly who President Trump is looking out for with.
First of all, no, it's not. And second of all, you're not glad he brought it up. You are actually really pissed that he asked this question.
Yeah, this is tough for anybody to answer. And if they can lie like she is.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a tough spot to be in. My God, I would just lie.
Yeah.
No,
I think that's the thing to do. And in case so basically we have two clips now where Peter Doocy has said the same thing. He's making the point.
It's a great question.
Well, I mean, we know how you feel about your 401k. By the way, I did my taxes this morning. So Peter Doocy's making a lot of sense right now.
Oh, God.
He wants to make sure he hammers it home after the press briefing.
House that came in trying to get federal workers to retire by the hundreds of thousands, but it's tough to make the argument that you should retire if your retirement accounts are getting throttled, which is what is happening right now.
So he's just like, just in case you didn't realize. So how I want to see his portfolio because clearly Peter Doocy is not happy. He's like, is the White House shorting the Dow? Why am I losing so much money? I thought I was one of the good guys, me and Jesse Waters. I thought we were in on all this, Mr. President. Why are things not going so well for us? Oh my gosh. OG Mumbling Nick, who, if you don't remember Mumbling Nick, he led to the most infamous moment in the history of this show, which is you showing your taint.
Oh, that was the guy that was rambling on nonsensically. And
Yes.
Well, it wasn't nonsensical.
No, that wasn't nonsensical.
It was boring.
You just didn't enjoy it.
I was hating it.
I'm a big Mumbling Nick fan. Thanks for the $5. Elon and Trump are openly doing what MAGA accused George Soros and the Democrats of doing. And then someone calls Stuttering John's hypocrisy police. All right. So look, Peter Doocy weighed in.
OG Mumbling Nick.
Peter Doocy weighed in. I said a little bit about what I think, but I know that you guys watching, you don't care about what I think about President Trump turning the South Lawn into a CarMax. You don't care. But I was thinking, you know what? I bet they do want to hear and get a reaction from our friend, far-right political pundit, activist, and live streamer who promotes white supremacist, misogynistic, and anti-Semitic views, our buddy Nick Fuentes.
Oh, this guy's one of my favorites.
This kind of stuff was cute 10 years ago. It's not cute anymore. It's just stale. This little routine, this little act he does, it's really just insulting to our intelligence at this point.
He's specifically speaking about this opportunity with Elon Musk, by the way. He's got plenty more to say, but he's, this has been building for a while. And by the way, for people who think I play too many Nick Fuentes clips, I probably have 20 clips on my phone that I haven't shown. This one's too good for us, though.
It was kind of kitschy and cute and a little funny in 2015, a decade ago. But now that he keeps doing this like obnoxious fucking bullshit, whatever this routine that he's doing is, I can't tell you how sick of it I am. I'm watching him today selling Teslas in front of the White House.
There you go.
And he says, I'm going to get in one of these suckers. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. I'm so sick of that. I'm so sick of this weird fucking voice he's always doing, this weird jokey joke fucking gimmick. It's just stupid. It's just stupid and embarrassing and just fucking dumb. And I can't tell you how annoying it is now. You know, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Maybe you guys still think it's funny. I've been on the Trump train for 10 years, and it's
you
like,
have, Nick.
I can't take it anymore. I feel like I'm going crazy. It's just like a bad. It's like a bad sitcom. It's like an insufferable sitcom character that does a funny gag, and they just keep going every season, and it gets more hammed up. It's like Jar Jar Binks. Trump has turned into like Jar Jar Binks.
Miss economy gonna die. Yeah, so there's a lot of work up to get to the point where he says Trump has become Jar Jar Binks. But
okay, so he's making this all up as he goes, which I'm not opposed to. I do that quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just seems like he's kind of spinning his wheels here. Do you get that feeling with him?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think he had Jar Jar Binks, because he starts off with the sitcom character, and he was maybe going to say he's like Steve Urkel or Fonzie, but then the light goes on over his head, and he's like, no, I'm going to call Trump Jar Jar Binks. Maybe just because he knows that I will absolutely play a clip where a president is compared to Jar Jar Binks.
So when you have this, okay, so he votes for Trump, but he hates him.
Well, yeah, I mean, he felt like you have to know enough about him to know that he was never going to vote for someone with the ethnic makeup of Kamala Harris, but also Kamala Harris being a woman.
Right.
He was never going to vote
get
for
it.
her. Yeah. So this is what he preferred, but he's kind of had enough of all the bullshit.
Was there ever a time that he was like, he would do this show and just sing the praises of him? Okay.
Yes, absolutely. That's who he was and how he was best known. I'm not sure why I have more of this clip, because I love it up to that point, but let's let Nick finish off here.
Of the Republican Party. He's in front of the White House. Should I get in this sucker? Shut the fuck up. What the fuck are you talking about? Can you talk normally? Can you just be fucking normal for like 10 seconds?
Yeah. So there was the idea that he was just like, shut the fuck up. And if you or I come on and say it, it's not going to get a dent. But this guy who, as he said, has been on the Trump train for a decade, he compares him to Jar Jar Binks. Those are the kind of clips that I hope people post more of in our Discord. Go ahead and read Principle Uncertainty.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen something.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. I think Principle Uncertainty doesn't like our show, but I'm glad he's here.
Gay Nazis are a strange bunch. Why would you say that about him? That's no way to make friends, Christian. He don't like our show.
No, I think he doesn't. But he's right, because there's that rumor about Nick and Destiny, and our pal Milo Yiannopoulos is convinced that that's true. So let's see. So in our last episode, we shone a light on JD Vance. I might have spoken out about JD Vance a lot over the past year, but I don't think I've ever been as disgusted with him as President Trump is here during this meeting with the Irish Prime Minister.
I love these socks. What's with these socks? President Trump. I'm trying to stay focused.
He stopped what he's talking about to talk about these socks. Now, the way it looks to Eric and I, we see like a little play bar, but everyone else can see there's shamrocks. Yep. He's wearing white tube socks with shamrocks on there.
Okay.
Because he's meeting the Irish Prime Minister.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Trump's dogging him over that.
Yeah. Because it's a fucking
even
meeting.
Just that, even just the fact that Trump's dogging the vice president. Yeah, look at your fucking socks. I mean, we live in a fantastic time. The presidents go, yeah, look at this asshole's fucking socks. It's fucking great.
JD, when I was a boy, we had a word that we would have called you for wearing those socks. We don't use it anymore. We're about to, but I haven't signed the executive order yet. But it starts with an F.
Right. He's just, he's bullying him, and it's great. God damn it.
Well, during this, I think Trump probably instantly forgot about it, because during this event with the Irish Prime Minister, President Trump takes a question from his favorite flack, his number one lackey, Brian Glenn from A Real America's Voice, aka Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend. So we have played him on the show before. So he asked the Irish Prime Minister this question.
Very happy, fun-loving people, great attitude, many in this room right now that I've met. Why in the world would you let Rosie O'Donnell move to Ireland? I think she's going to lower your happiness level.
That's true. Thank you. I like that question.
Yeah, of course you do.
That's a good question. That's a great question.
Yeah, it's a great question. Thank you, Brian. I think I know you. I'm not sure. Yeah. So why? Because Rosie O'Donnell did announce that she moved to Ireland.
She actually did move to Ireland.
Yeah. And the Irish Prime Minister, this is his reaction.
Do you know you have Rosie O'Donnell? Do you know who she is? Do you know who she is? Yeah. You're better off not knowing.
I want to hear him talk. I wish I could hear him talk. I love the Irish accent.
He just sounds like Husey. Don't worry about it.
Oh, does he? Okay.
All these years later, he's still like, I only ever called Rosie O'Donnell a fat pig. So, yeah. So I love that. Now, Brian Glenn actually got a lot of notoriety from something that we were a little late to because of what our schedule was like. But he asked a question during that event in the Oval Office with Zelensky. And Brian Glenn got a lot of attention for asking this question.
Zelensky, why don't you wear a suit? Why don't you wear a suit? You're at the highest level in this country's office, and you refuse to wear a suit. Just want to see if do you own a suit?
Yeah, problems.
A lot of Americans have problems with you not respecting.
I don't have such. I will wear a costume after this war will finish.
Yeah, so I'll dress up in a costume after the war will finish. But
yeah, that's his get down to work. War clothes. Is that what he's suggesting?
Well, that's what he says. Yeah, I don't. It's in. There's moments where it looks like Michael Dukakis with the helmet in the tank, but look, that's his choice.
There is something to that, though. Like anytime there's been like if you remember 9/11. When Bush would talk, he'd have no tie on, and the shirt, the top button that's the go to work and kick ass look, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going for. And Zelensky goes on to say that, maybe I'll wear a suit after the war, not as nice as yours, whatever. But Brian Glenn, within a day, made this appearance on the BBC talking about the fact that he asked this question.
Thousands and tens of thousands of comments I've gotten on social media, death threats, phone calls. I don't know how they got my number.
I mean, you're a member of the press, so it's very easy to get your number. Also, I don't know. I would ask Marjorie Taylor Greene if I wanted your number. It probably wouldn't be that hard to get.
Right. That's the guy that's with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah. So this is the same guy who asked those two questions.
Wait, she's got low standards. Look at that fucking guy.
I think she's in her 50s now. Yeah, exactly. So it just tells me that unlike at least one person on this screen, his dick works.
I think the world took it as a snarky comment. That wasn't really my intention. My intention was just to see if he understood the level of respect that people have when they go into the Oval Office. Now, a lot of people will say, well, why doesn't Elon Musk wear a suit?
Yeah, people would ask that, wouldn't they?
Why does he wear a hat? Why does he take his kid into the Oval Office?
Two great questions there, Brian. Preemptively pointing out the fact that he doesn't just wear casual clothes. He wears a fucking baseball cap like he's Ron Howard promoting a movie when he goes in there. So yeah. Okay. Well, what about that?
Well, Elon Musk is in charge of savings, billions of dollars of taxpayer dollars going over to different, organizations. Zelensky has been given, some say, close to $300 billion in cash and military equipment. So I would think at that point, it does warrant him showing a little bit of respect.
By the way, there's no way a BBC reporter is going to let that figure stand.
A couple of things to pick you up on there, if I may, Mr. Glenn. The US hasn't given $300 billion worth of aid. I know President Trump has said it a number of times, but it's more like $119 billion, according to a think tank in Germany.
It's still plenty of money, by the way.
Right.
So yes, obviously we're talking about another $180 billion, but still 119 is a lot. So Brian's point isn't wrong. So I wanted to get your thoughts, Easy, on all this. What do you think?
I think that it's hysterical that he says Elon can wear whatever he wants because he saves us money. Zelensky's just losing a war.
Well, what Elon's doing is he's on the front lines fighting the war against high APR financing. So obviously he can dress however he wants.
Yeah. I mean, this other guy, all he's trying to do is, keep his people from being wiped off the face of the earth.
Right, exactly.
You can't just wear whatever you want when you're fighting for that shitty cause.
Yeah.
Boy, he was really in a spot where he was going to get fired at from all angles at that meeting. I mean, we all saw the moment when Trump and Vance kicked his ass, but even the reporter, even this piece of shit's letting him have it. Holy shit.
Yeah. Right, exactly. So anyway, I enjoy that. Look, I always keep an eye on Brian Glenn, and I was excited to see that he asked that Rosie O'Donnell question. By the way, I'm not mad at the Rosie O'Donnell question.
No,
I also wonder why Zelensky couldn't maybe put on a suit for one day. You know, all these questions are fine.
Yep.
I just like the reaction that
again, not a dull moment. This is why, since the inauguration, we have seen exponential growth of who are these broadcasters. Okay.
That's true.
We will have toilets made of gold at the end of this presidency because of all of this and this show. I'm about to give up my fry cook job. I might even get that procedure done to make my dick work again.
All right. Now that shows the success of the show. I can't believe I'm sure your wife hates the sound of that. She probably loves the fact that your dick doesn't work.
Absolutely.
She's never been happier.
Well, she's old too. She's a lot older than me.
Oh my God.
So she's like, oh, thank God.
So
I'm done with that anyway.
Would you be able to say that sometimes people would characterize that as you have a mom wife? Is that something that
Yeah.
Okay.
She went young.
Okay.
She went young. Let's put it this way. She was buying me booze when I was a teenager.
Oh, I love that. All
yeah,
right.
she raped me.
She SA'd you, is I think what you mean to say.
Oh,
and,
I can't
and
say
it's
it
funny
this way.
because terms of service enter into our next clips. Remember when we had Representative Dan Crenshaw on, and he talked about the idea that he might want to unalive Tucker Carlson. So Dan Crenshaw is on with Piers Morgan, and he's back at it because Piers Morgan sure knows how to ask interview questions that lead to viral clips that get played on this show and shows very much like it. The topic of Tucker Carlson comes up.
Go for Tucker. Tucker has no actual substance, right? He's been attacking me since 2022 when he became obsessed with me. I live rent-free in that little mongrel's head. And
it's like an AI clip.
I do. Yeah, it is terrible lighting. I think he's using a standard def camera.
Right. Not only that, but just the cadence and pace. That sounds like somebody who's doing AI Dan Crenshaw.
AI Dan Crenshaw. Yeah.
You know, people ask me all the time, like, why does he hate you? And I'm like, the fact that you can't answer that question is indicative of the fact that he has no actual substance. See, I can tell you why Mehdi disagrees with me. I can tell you why Mehdi doesn't like me.
That's the other guy on the screen.
I can tell why I don't like you because you're talking. Fuck off.
At least he has, I disagree with them all, but at least he has things that he disagrees with me.
But what about Tucker? Does Tucker have things?
Tucker never actually says anything. It's just insults. He'll use my war wound to insult me. He's a
silent shape. F this broke ass Pliskin copy. Yes.
Discount. Not everybody knows that reference.
Discount Snake Pliskin. Thank you, Silent Shape.
It's fucking great.
That's worth stopping the clip. All right. So he goes on about Tucker. Let's jump towards sort of his closing remarks here.
Hunter Biden laptops. It's funny? Emails from Tucker Carlson to Hunter Biden asking Hunter Biden for help to get Tucker's son into Georgetown. Tucker's a silver spoon-fed trust fund baby. Went to boarding school guy. It's just the epitome of the DC elites who pretends to fight against it in order to corner a market in the media.
I hate this. I hate him.
No, I know, but I think the fact.
I mean, I love the clip, but he's a dick.
He definitely comes off that way, and it shows that even an American hero who loses his eye in service to his country could still be a dick. That I'll let our audience decide whether or not they believe he's a dick. It's not for me to say.
What did he actually do that made him a hero? Does anybody actually know?
I mean, his eye got shot. So
yeah, he just said it. I don't. I'm a hero. I got hurt.
No, I don't think he said it. I think that he wears the eye patch. And
who cares? A lot of people get hurt in war. It doesn't make him a hero.
All right, that's fair.
A hero has to do something heroic. If you're just standing there with your thumb up your ass eating lunch and a fucking piece of shrapnel goes in your eye, you're not a hero.
So you're questioning whether or not John Kerry was a hero? Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Well, I'm just going to say, proof or it didn't happen. Fuck you. I don't give a shit if you got an eye patch on.
All right. So you want him to next time to lift the eye patch up is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying I need to know, like,
what
if
happened?
You're going to say, if that guy's a hero, he's dragging people to safety like Forrest fucking Gump.
Yeah. Well, that's Eric Zane, Eric Zane's show on social media. I will stand by my assertion that Dan Crenshaw is an American hero because I don't have anything to the contrary.
Yeah, I think that some soldiers have done some heroic things.
Yeah.
The rest of them were just doing a job. Fuck that shit.
Well, this is a clip that you sent me, and your version is actually better than the one that I had. This is an example where sometimes an elected official is so determined to own the libs that owning the libs gets in the way of making what some of us would call a calm, simple, rational compromise when it comes to introducing Delaware Representative McBride. Now, see, I referred to this elected official as Delaware Representative McBride, but not everyone wants to take the diplomatic way in terms of that introduction.
I now recognize the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, so first of all, clearly whatever hormones they have given to Representative McBride, they're working because that is a perfect catty, bitchy response, calling this guy Madam Chair when he refers to them as Mr. But don't worry. Even trans girls can get white knighted.
Ranking Member Keating, also wonderful.
Mr. Chairman, could you repeat your introduction again, please?
Yes, we have set the standard on the floor of the House, and I'm.
So that's basically, look, Mike Johnson said that we got to call dudes, and this guy's not having
simply.
What is that standard, Mr. Chairman?
Okay.
Would you repeat what you just said when you introduced a duly elected representative from the United States of America, please?
I mean, it's Delaware, but sure.
The representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Mr. Chairman, you are out of order. Mr. Chairman, have you no decency?
Yes,
I've come to know you a little bit, but this is not decent.
We will continue this.
You will not continue it with me unless you introduce a duly elected representative the right way.
This hearing is adjourned.
I do. There's nothing better than that ending there.
That's going to speed up a lot of these boring fucking whatever these are.
Yeah. Exactly. And by the way, there is no way that Representative McBride will ever be referred to as Ms. But if this guy had actual business to attend to, he would just say the chair recognizes Representative McBride from Delaware, because it's like you can't do this every time. He's gone on record now, and he's like showing Mike Johnson, huh? Okay,
right. So he's doing his job at this point. That is Keith Self from Texas.
Yes. Thank you for calling him out. Yes.
Yeah. So Self does, and that's true. They did say, I mean, like you already indicated. So I think him saying it is, I mean, it's ridiculous, but he's doing it. Whatever the fuck. The response by McBride also is perfect. It should end there, frankly.
Yeah.
It should end there. I think this asshole just needs, I mean, I get it, but are you going to do this every fucking time?
Well, that's really the question, because I assume Representative McBride is on this committee. So every time that there's an opportunity for them to speak, you're going to do this every time. So probably not. But look, if it happens again, I will absolutely play it on this show and hope that it plays out the same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And by the way, it made me realize that, I had pulled this for last week, but I did not realize until this very moment that we're in the middle of a segment within the segment.
I want to feel you deep inside of me. Gosh, I want to feel you deep inside of me. Gosh, I want to feel you deep inside of me. Gosh, deep inside.
Now, the guy stuff jingle is for what we just played. It in no way ties into what's about to happen. It is not setting up this segment. That was closing out that segment. I did not have time to devote to this. I saw this late last night. I'm very excited that over at Fox News, our buddy Jesse Waters pulled some clips. But the first few episodes have dropped from what I think will probably become all of our favorite podcasts. IMO with Michelle Obama and her brother Craig Robinson. Not to be confused with Craig Robinson, the comedian from The Office. Her brother's name is also Craig Robinson. But again, Jesse Waters and his team pulled just a couple of choice moments.
Girlfriend comes to visit. It's usually like, you got to stay for 2 days because it's going to take us
so much
2
time
days
to
check up. Now, Barack's come in, he's come out, and he's like, y'all still talking? He'll sit down for 5 minutes, be like, how are the boys? And the flip side of my husband, right? Because he golfs, and golfing takes as long as the first session of it takes 5 hours to golf. He'll golf with his buddies, come back, and be like, how's X? He's good. It's like, what'd y'all talk about? Nothing.
Women be talking.
What is
you
going
can't
on
stop a woman from talking.
What the fuck? Never before have so many words been said, and I couldn't really gather what the fuck was happening.
He doesn't like to make small talk and talk to people.
Gotcha.
Is what she's saying, and as taken from the Nutty Professor, adapted for the situation. Women be talking. I don't have a jingle for that, but I do have a clip where Michelle talks about something that kind of wore thin after 8 years in the White House.
Every year we'd have the turkey pardoning, and that was the one thing that the girls would do at Barack, was to go stand next to him when he pardoned this turkey.
Yes.
And it was cute when they were little, but as they got older, you could see on their faces in the shots of them thinking, I would just poke my eyes out. Just right now, just get me out of here. I'm standing with my father telling these stupid jokes, next to a turkey.
So I think the attempt there is to humanize their family and been like, even they feel like their dad's corny. Those turkey pardonings are atrocious. I mean, there are some just awful jokes written there. Yeah.
I think I'll have to spend some considerable time watching this.
Are you sure?
And trying to find if this ever gets entertaining. It seems horrible right now.
Well, our final clip from this, at least for this week, I included Jesse Waters setting it up because he couldn't resist the opportunity to editorialize.
Feeling that she didn't want her husband running for president. That makes two of us.
Being married to the president of the United States thing.
Yeah.
that none of us kind of banked on. I mean, we knew Barack was smart and, ambitious, but, I think, but you talked me into supporting his run.
I did.
Because I was definitely.
So Craig Robinson is who everybody has to blame, like Jesse Waters. And these are 3 of the 4 clips that Jesse Waters pulled to show on television. I can't imagine diving into there's 3 episodes of it already. They dropped them all at once. So like I said, I didn't have the time, but I wanted to make sure everyone's aware that they could start looking for clips from our new favorite podcast, IMO, with Michelle Obama and her brother, Craig Robinson.
What's interesting is you could probably, with the first lady, if this was actually being done by an interviewer, like let's say, let's just put Joe Rogan in there.
Sure.
Can you think about, there would be something interesting within seconds after the podcast started. It looks like, I'm guessing she's running the show. She's dictating, steering the content, the directions that they're going. So that basically this is just like a blog.
Yes, I think that's fair.
As opposed to, because think about it. It's about, can you take me back, Michelle, to the day that Osama bin Laden was killed? How did that shake out from your perspective?
And Barack's on stage making jokes at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. In fact,
tell me what Donald Trump is like. What was it like the first time that you met Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Was he ever nice to you? There's so many places you go.
No.
She is just talking about turkey party.
I was going to say, agree to disagree, Eric. I wanted to hear about the turkey pardoning. Well, that is the end of that segment.
I want to feel you deep inside of me. Gosh, I want to feel.
Why did you hit that? That had nothing to do with what we were just watching. I don't understand you sometimes, Easy.
Well, this is old, and I wanted to get to it.
Okay. Get Derelict Derek on there.
Yeah, and it had been way too long. I didn't know you were going to hit that outro.
I didn't hit it. I don't know why you're even trying to accuse me of
good.
that.
Derek says liberals bring ladders to bars when drinks aren't on the house and throws $4.99 at it.
Okay. I'll take the money for sure, Derelict. I don't get it, but thank you for the cash. I appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, that was it. Oh, okay. I was like, oh man, we're gonna be on a run of all the super chat. Nope.
No, it's been weak as fuck. I mean, we only got half an hour left in the show, and these cheap fucking assholes think that we're doing this for fucking free.
Yeah.
God damn it.
The problem with us getting so many super chats in our previous episode is they're like, well, they don't need it.
Yeah.
They're not hungry. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You started talking about trying to make your dick work again, and no one wants that. So they're like, all right, we can't give them any more money.
And occasionally I have to do that. Get pissed off at these fucking losers. Pay the fucking money, you fucking assholes.
But that's all right. If you throw down against our audience, I will have your back. But I'm going to ask you, is there any situation where you'd want Sean Hannity to have your back in a fight? Do you think he would be helpful in a fight against anyone? Maybe Representative McBride, but I can't think of anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I guess.
Okay. What if you were in a fight with LeBron James? Would you want him to have your back?
Would I want LeBron to have my back?
No. Would you want Sean Hannity to have my back against
LeBron?
LeBron?
You got a powerful voice there. Okay. And I think, but physically, I don't know how much damage we could do against a physical specimen like LeBron.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if Stephen A. Smith is impressed by this offer.
What happened? What was up with LeBron? He was getting in your grill. What was that?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot that I have to highlight the fact that this is the one time that Sean Hannity feels like he needs to talk street. He has to talk urban. What was with him getting into your grill, sir?
Right. He thought that I was insulting his son when in fact that is not what I was doing. Grow up. I was getting on him because he had gone through so many things to make, have his son in the NBA, and he was bringing unnecessary attention on his son prematurely. In my estimation, he didn't like that. So he confronted me. It's his prerogative. He didn't put his hands on me. That's all that matters. He can feel whatever way he wants to feel. I'm going to do my job. I cover sports. That's what I'm going to do. I would have had your back.
How about you, Sean?
I'm just saying. I had plenty of people to have my back. It wasn't necessary, but I appreciate it.
I got 8 to 10 ninjas on the floor with me who will certainly have my back.
I don't know if they're pals. I get the feeling that Stephen A. knows it's good to be on that show.
Yeah. No, Stephen A. is doing some smart things. He talks to Chris Cuomo a lot. He talks to Cuomo and Bill O'Reilly. And, you've also got Gavin Newsom talking to Steve Bannon. I don't have any clips of that, but, there's a lot of outreach that you can feel is very calculated from people. Very quickly, before we move on from politics, I had wanted to get to these in our previous episode, but there's two cringy moments. There's a lot of talk about when you go to the doctor and you get a shot for, I don't know I think we can say that word now, VAX, but I'm going to avoid the topic entirely. There was a lot of talk about measles and stuff. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is this sit down that Sean Hannity had with RFK Jr. At a Steak and Shake, which I find to be a fine chain of not particularly health conscious food.
I love Steak and
but
Shake.
I do love Steak and Shake. Yeah, I learned something from Artie Lang. All right, I'll tell you this. You get the grilled cheese and a side of chili, and you dip that grilled cheese into the chili. And that's why I'm at my fighting weight, because I take advice from Artie Lang.
Yes.
All right. So Sean is very excited in this moment where he's sitting with RFK Jr.
Also, Popeyes. By the way, a plastic straw. Thank you. Thank God. I can't stand those paper straws. I hate them. You hate the sea turtles, right?
So the reason why I have that clip is because, all right, that's a take that we've heard from everyone. We hate the paper straws, but even RFK Jr., like, he's putting on a lot of artifice, to use a big word, for in his new role. But he's like, oh, so you hate the sea turtles? Is that what you're saying, Sean? And he's like, yeah, I want to apply. I hate paper straws too, but I haven't talked about it on this show until right now, and it's only because of Hannity.
If I were Trump, I would make him carry a whiteboard, and he is not allowed to speak. He can communicate with the whiteboard.
Yeah.
He's hurt. In fact, he should just rip out his throat.
We need that American Sign Language interpreter from our previous episode who did that song that we're not allowed to play anymore. We came to an agreement with Hulkamania that we would only play it once more.
Right.
That
right.
song. So maybe that's what he needs is someone to do sign language. So RFK Jr. needs to make a point during a conversation. This is about like actual important stuff, but you'll see the waiter come to their table here at Steak and Shake.
66% of adults, 38% of teens, and we'll put this up on the screen, they have prediabetes.
So they put a gigantic, and if you've ever gotten a milkshake or a sundae at Steak and Shake, it's the size of Easy's arm. It is a massive thing.
Yeah.
So the waiter sets it down, and he immediately has to make sure everyone knows.
They have prediabetes.
Why are they there, though? I mean, what does this really have to do with anything?
Because they're a fast food place that I think they fry everything in beef fallow tallow.
They're there because they fry it in whatever. They don't use artificial.
Well, because it's healthier. Yeah, that was the. Honestly, I feel like if you look at Sean Hannity, it's probably because he has a table there and he was going to be there anyway. That's just my assertion.
Fucking dumb. You're making a big deal because of how they fucking fry their food.
That's what he's
Jesus
doing.
Christ.
But he wants to make sure, like, I'm not going to have this unless, somebody hit a bear and stuffed it in a blender. That shit I would drink.
Yeah, because I think he's like jacked, right? I think he's like he's got the body of like a 25-year-old dude.
Yeah, right. You sound a little excited to say that.
No, he is.
Do I need to hit guy stuff again? No.
Big time. He's jacked, man. That guy is.
He is.
He's a specimen. Right. He does steroids.
So, and by the way, RFK Jr. hasn't touched any of his food. And Sean is going to try and get that milkshake out.
He did not order that. It looks great. I'm sure one of our guys. Would anyone like a free shake? Anyone? We got to be somebody in here.
Sean's looking like an old lesbian too, by the way. He's really bad.
He's got what we call a very smart haircut, I think.
Yeah, it's strange to me. Isn't he married to or dating someone much younger than him, I think?
Who, Hannity?
Yeah.
I hope so for his sake, because why are you going to be famous and rich if you can't do anything?
Right, of course.
Speaking of famous and rich, this is a jingle we've had for almost a year, and I've never had the opportunity. I have played it once just to show it off, but we actually have a segment that falls into this category.
WATB, who are these Eric Zanes? Who are these Eric Zanes? WATB, who are these Eric Zanes? Who are these Eric Zanes?
So I'd like you to set up this clips package before we actually get to it, and tell everybody what it is that you sent to me earlier this week. It was actually pretty amazing. I was very excited that whoever made you aware of it did just that. And this is a still from the video, and we will see that Joe and the Poor Boy, Joe Volk, and Eric Zane, amongst others, are featured in this video.
Right. I was known as the Poor Boy then. It was my first commercial radio job. And the year it's August of 1995.
Okay.
The radio station had done.
So literally 30 years ago.
Yes. And this is you did like a festival of blues artists or some shit. And the guy who runs the radio station shot video of it. I never saw it. He ended up posting it unbeknownst to anybody. And then an audience member of mine just happened to find it and sent it to me. And then I went, I got to get that. Then I sent it to you.
You did. You sent it to me immediately. Yeah. And here is a young, fresh-faced Eric Zane doing what we call a stage announce, speaking to the crowd. And he's welcoming everyone to the first ever Rock and Blues Festival in Saginaw, Michigan.
How you doing? Loving this summer? What?
Look at that handsome son of a bitch. His dick worked, didn't it?
Oh, my God. So did... Well, my liver probably wasn't because I was still drunk at the time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is the last waning months of my alcoholism. So,
that'll explain one of the videos that we'll get to in a minute. All right. So here you are shouting out the crowd.
Loving this summer? What? Yeah. All right. Hey, that's my buddy Joe over there. I'm the Poor Boy. Thanks a lot for coming here, folks. It's the first ever Saginaw Z93 Rock and Blues Festival.
Yes.
Give a try.
So the first ever Saginaw Z93 Rock and Blues Festival. I have a really important question because as our visual audience sees, we have a shot of the crowd right now. Was this the first, last, and only Rock and Blues Festival?
It was.
Yeah, okay.
It was.
I had a feeling that I knew what the answer was to that question, Eric.
Yes, because you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2 of which are in wheelchairs. There you go. That's what we did at Z93.
Well, I love that. And, you did not remember that this was filmed, but in the moment, you were very aware of the camera. And this is where, ladies, get ready to have a wet spot on your chairs.
Beauty show today, eh?
Where'd you get that camera? Is that yours?
Yes, it was mine, Eric, and it's...
So he shows off the camera that he filmed it on. So that's the guy. But look at that handsome son of a bitch. I mean, I would, I mean, who wouldn't?
Look at that. Just this thin POW face, this boy with the pencil neck. Look at the headphones. Those are like a radio. It's you would like monitor the radio station with this dumb fucking air traffic controller headset.
My first my second Sirius XM purchase came with headphones like that, and it had like a satellite on it. I'm sure I got brain cancer from it. So play this clip at my memorial. All right. So obviously the one pun says Young Easy looks like Todd Pettengill. Wow.
Is that the guy that used to do the show with Scott Shannon?
Scott Shannon, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the guy who did the phone scams. And oh my gosh, I'll send that screenshot to our buddy E-Rock. Dwyer Christian. Do you want to say it?
Oh, well, that was an accident. I didn't really mean to put that.
All right. Lucy Tight Bucks would suck and swallow.
Yeah, I didn't mean to put that up there.
Yeah, especially I think we don't want to do the math for Lucy in 1995. We'll just say,
if she was zero, she was 0 years old.
She may have been, yes. And if this Easy walked into that fatty brewing company where she does movie events, it seems like a few times a month.
Yeah.
Then
if
she
I
might
wanted at that age Lucy to suck my dick, I would be putting my dick in a baby's mouth.
Okay. But if this version of you walked in where the dick worked, I think is really what everybody's saying. But would Lucy feel differently if she saw your dance moves? And don't worry, you name this dance move.
It's my little dance called Stir the Chili.
Stir the Chili. Eric, I'm not going to lie. There's a chance that people who watch our show live when it's on YouTube during the countdown, I play a couple of clips. I might be playing Stir the Chili in every episode from now on. I was going to split this track and take the music out of it. And then I realized no one performed at this thing that had copywritten music. And I think it works better when we see you actually stirring the chili, as it were.
Laugh. It's my little dance called Stir the Chili.
No, that's laugh. Oh, wow, that just says get in my butt. That's what that says.
By any chance, were you an extra in the Tom Hanks film Philadelphia at this time? No reason. I'm just wondering.
Right. Yeah. There's a real bathhouse vibe to everything.
I was getting more of a HIV vibe, but sure.
That's HIV vibe. I see.
You see what I'm getting at.
Yep.
Yeah. And this is actually from the very end of the video. Eric, you should post this YouTube clip so that everyone can watch the whole thing. I've got only one more clip, but this is from the very end. And this is the Easy we know and love, just sort of editorializing on the surroundings.
Hey, Paul, are you getting this on tape? Us drowning up here?
Hey, Paul, are you getting this on tape? Us drowning up here?
Hey, Paul, are you getting this on tape? Us drowning up here?
Oh, no.
Yes, Paul did get it on tape. And yes, you were indeed drowning.
The same 8 people there.
Yeah.
Oh.
How did How did the chat feel about Young EZ? We had that for our previous show. I just ran out of time, and I'm like, no, we need to devote some serious time to this. The dance ritual. Go ahead.
Yeah, that dance ritual is what killed EZ's dick. OG Mumbling Nick says, I see full-blown AIDS.
You're right.
Here.
It's not just the HIV. Yeah, it's beyond Magic Johnson for sure.
Concerning the audience watching the event, please search out those 8.
The 8 people who went? That's a great point to wire, Christian.
And life of the gay party. These are all appropriate comments.
Yeah. And see,
I'm glad you're making those comments.
I
wish they were worse.
If you're funny in the poor chat, we will put you up. So thank you to everyone. Now, we have some truly amazing sports clips that we're going to use to fill out the show. But just for a moment, I have to engage in some incredibly low-level drama. EZ, do you know who Stevie Lou is?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe if you give me more context.
He's we'll see him in a moment. He's one of Kevin Brennan's guys. He was on Stuttering John's show at one point. And Stevie Lou posted a criticism of my buddy Liam McEnany's channel where I went and helped him out. Look, that's his right. Liam shared this with me, and because he name checks me in this clip. So I just needed a quick moment to review. He's talking about how Liam should have done like a Siskel and Ebert show with Stevie Lou, something Kevin Brennan suggested in passing, but Liam was never interested in. So that's what he's talking about. This is Stevie Lou right here.
I have differing opinions almost all the time. So this would just the show would write itself.
Do you think a show with this guy and any other human would write itself, Eric? You might be seeing him for the first time.
The only thing interesting about this guy is the way his headphones fit on that fucked up alien head.
Yes, it's got a little bit of a point to it. Absolutely.
What a monster.
Yeah, he is kind of giving off vibes from that Eminem song Stan. Hey, what's this shit about us being together? That type of shit will make me not want to meet each other. So he goes on.
I fucking do not like him. He clearly doesn't like me.
Sure.
And we both like movies. So it's like,
so let's do a show.
We have all the ingredients to bake the cake.
Was that all the ingredients?
His excuse was that he didn't want to, he had to have his channel set up and all this bullshit. It's all excuses at this point, and I'm sick of it. So when you see him just floundering like a dope on his own show, when he had an opportunity to work with some real talent, not Christian Bladt, some real talent.
Oh,
well, maybe you're just an asshole. Maybe at the end of the day, if your talent is so good, that you get trumped by some loser who's just a friendly face, well, then you're a pile of shit.
Oh, thank you for picking up the thread there, Easy, because I'll just take a moment to talk to poor, naive, unlistened to, and unwatchable Stevie Lou. Look, I'm always the first to admit that I know that my presence hosting shows, I'm not for everybody. But I wonder if Stevie is willing to admit that his whole shtick, his whole public persona is not for anybody. People knew him because he pretended to be Stuttering John's friend for a while. I actually didn't hate that era of Stevie Lou. Now people know him because Kevin Brennan pretends to be his friend. And I don't know that anybody likes it. The only thing that's good, the only thing that's good is when KB yells at him, because when KB yells, his mic always cuts out and it's like it short circuits. So that's the most impressive thing. So Stevie Lou is presented himself as a real talent. KON in the chat says great value. Bill Burr. I would point out to Stevie Lou that the great Omar Little once said, if you come for the king, you best not miss. Now, I might not be a king, but you definitely missed. So now what? I'm going to get back to our show and watch some amazing clips of sports broadcaster getting hit in the head with a baseball. And you, Stevie Lou, can go right back to being a sea monkey version of Sam Roberts, only you forgot to add the water. All right, let's move on to hearing a guy get hit in the head with a baseball.
Who are these sports? You know what I'm saying? Who are these sports? Let's see who's playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what's society.
I forgot to tell you I was going to do that, but I think it worked out fine either way. So we have to make sure that we highlight this. This is an amazing clip. Easy, you sent this to me yesterday. I watched it and I loved it. Now, last night rolls around and I go to click on the link and the clip is gone of what was going to be the most amazing thing. Fortunately, someone else had screen recorded it and posted it. So this is a spring training game between the Seattle Mariners and the Milwaukee Brewers. And we're just going to kind of let it unfold. I think we will want to play it back and react to some of what's happening. But there's a key figure in this broadcast. His name is Rick Rizzs. I don't know. It's R-I-Z-Z-S. I assume you say Rick Rizzs.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So let's give a listen.
Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul.
Did it get you?
So if you're the color guy, would you ask, did it get you if he made that sound?
Right.
By the way, you've sent me a convenient drop for
Here's
this.
the pitch. Swinging a foul. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul.
I like how foul
is
said while CTE is coating his tongue.
So did that get you? And the only answer that would have been appropriate is, what the fuck do you think? Yeah, it got me. But let's let this play out a little bit longer.
Oh man. Did it get you?
Yeah.
The way he starts, oh yeah, man. That's Timothy Chalamet's Bob Dylan impression from that movie, by the way. That's what that voice is.
Oh man. Did it get you?
Yeah. Got you. You're sitting right next to me, you fucking idiot.
There's game action going on, but the other guy is the only thing he can.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break here.
Yeah.
We'll come back. We'll come back right after this.
More perfect if Castellanos was up to bat.
Oh, Jesus. You did just make that perfect. Yeah, that's actually what we all needed is for him to come out.
So here's what happened. A ball came up to our booth and Rick got hit. He got hit in the head.
He sure did.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, he looked away from what I understand.
Yeah.
He only had time to go like this. Turn the head.
Here's the thing. So we're going to have Rick actually explaining what happened.
Okay.
This is like the guy who got hit in the face with the hockey puck. He comes back to the broadcast 3 innings later.
Yes.
And so the guy that got hit with the hockey puck and this guy, these are real broadcasters, not Eric Zane fucking doing the chili, stirring the chili or whatever. No. Not me trying to get into a fight with a Z-lister. No. This guy is a real man.
Folks, I want to let you know that, I took a pretty good shot in the back of my head with a foul ball up here in the radio booth. But I'm sore, but I'm okay. Here's the next offer. Swinging a foul back at the count 0-2. I'm getting a lot of texts from my friends.
So he's not only telling you what happened, he's doing what a baseball, this is for radio.
Right.
This is the reason we don't have any video. So he's still calling the goddamn game.
And I just want to let you know I'm okay. I got a good size bump on my head, but I'm going to be okay. My mom always said I had a hard head, Gary, so
there you
it
go.
paid off today. I could not
Comedy.
believe that ball got up here that quickly. It was coming at my face. I turned, got me in the back of the head.
Yeah, so that's what you were saying, Easy, is that he turned and it got the back of his head. If he didn't turn, he probably wouldn't have a nose anymore, if I had to guess.
Great. I wish he didn't turn.
Yeah. By the way, sorry, what was that?
I wish we had not one fucking camera.
There's no cameras. I know. And I looked. I spent way longer than I needed to do that. So in any case, I mentioned that I'm going to Arizona for spring training, which is where this happened. And all of a sudden, the Seattle Mariners have jumped to the top of the list of teams I want to check out because I want to see if I can get a picture of the bruise on Rick Rizz's face.
This is spring training. There's usually a lot more access to these.
There is,
these, broadcasters and shit like that.
Yeah. So I don't think we need much more from him. But
anyway, I want to thank you for.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So he's thanking his co-host, or the color guy, for going.
Davey Garcia from the stretch, and the 0-2 on the way to Sundstrom, swinging a pop-up behind home plate. Get out of the way, Gary.
Yeah, that one's okay. That was a lollipop compared to.
Every time now, this somebody comes back. Gary, get out of the way! Gary, dive!
When that ball hit his head, he went. It was kind of like a.
Wait, I'm sorry. You mean this?
Pitch, swinging a foul. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul.
Yeah, so that's
telling him he's about to die. That noise.
Yeah. So Gary's just like.
That was a heat-seeking missile, man.
Yeah, I don't know what I said this past inning. It was. I appreciate the staff here at the ballpark, and Mariners training staff came up too.
So
they should have told him he was saying the N-word.
Well, I was going to say, let's hope that he didn't go to the Negro League Museum and accidentally mischaracterize it. Now, listen, if we're going to have amazing audio like this, it does give me an excuse to play my favorite clip of all time.
Now the 3-2 swung on, a pop foul back here.
Ow!
So
it really hit me. I didn't know it was coming back that far.
There's no clip that we've played more on this show than John Sterling taking it to the face. If Rick Rizzs had a camera on, if they had the Rizz cam, we would have seen it.
Now the 3-2 swung on, a pop foul back here.
He was fine, so we can laugh, okay?
It really hit me. I didn't know it was coming back that.
That was so great. Holy shit.
Every part of
Ow. He sounded like a little boy. Ow. Jesus, so much there. God.
There really is so much there. So in any case, we're going to stay in the Wayback Machine before the show ends, because we have a very special, very memorable.
Who are these broadcast history? Who are these broadcast history?
So as we record this today, it is the 5-year anniversary of a day I will never forget. This is March 13th. So in 2020, March 13th was a Friday. And I will never forget the moment where we went to pick up our kids from preschool, and they had all their shit packed up, and they said, yeah, we're going to be closed down for 2 weeks. We're just taking some precautions.
Flatten the curve, remember?
To flatten the curve. Now, listen, I know people here in Los Angeles and other parts of the country had things probably much worse than I did. Our kids were back at that preschool in 5 months. But boy, that was a long fucking 5 months. And I try to not grade people too harshly on the way they behaved at the beginning of the pandemic. So the first few weeks, I'm like, whatever you were hearing, whatever you thought worked, sure, you go ahead and do that. Keep yourself, keep your family safe. Now, Eric, you might forget that you sent me this clip because you sent it to me so long ago, but I was actually waiting for this day to use it. There's being worried about your family and being prepared and being protective. And then there's this.
Want their child to be sick, and don't nobody want to take that virus to their house.
Parents with children at Treadwell Middle and elementary schools are not playing around. Many wiped their kids down, and some even sprayed them with disinfectant spray as they took them home Monday.
And I wiped my children's backpack down when I got them out of school. Sure did. Gave them gloves. Sure did.
Parents are.
I do love a good sure did.
Sure did.
I'm literally like getting warm remembering wiping off my groceries with Lysol wipes.
That was so weird to wipe off plastic bags and shit.
I know. I'm like, well, this banana is in a skin. Wipe it. All right, I'll wipe it. It's fine. So, all right. So the families here at Treadwell Middle School in Tennessee will continue.
Hello, sure did.
Parents are doing this after they found out an employee who works at Treadwell Middle and Elementary came in contact with a person who tested positive for the coronavirus in Memphis. Some took more extreme measures.
How would you describe this lady for our audio audience?
Okay. Yeah. So the extent of she has like when you get a bag at the fucking pharmacy, a plastic one with the stirrup handles.
Yes.
She stuffed that on her head.
Yeah.
And
Basically, if in the year 1980 you could have bought a discount 99-cent Devo Halloween costume, I believe that this is what she's wearing.
Okay.
I know that's a
Yeah.
really cutting edge reference. So she's got the bag on her head. What about the rest, Easy?
It looks like some type of like a yellow rain slicker, perhaps.
Yes. All right, let's let her go.
2 garbage bags.
2 garbage bags.
Jesus
My
Christ.
shoes and came loose.
He reminds me of that character in Fat Albert, Donald.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say Mushmouth, OBKB, but yes, that is actually Donald. Yeah. By the way, I feel like if you had talked to her a month earlier, she was also wearing plastic bags for shoes. I might be wrong, but there's definitely
Perhaps,
that chance.
yes.
Right.
Came loose. 2 sacks.
2 sacks.
No sack.
Neighbors tell me they don't want their kids in school.
It's messed up. The flu killing more folks than they live, so what's up? We're going to die anyway.
We're going to die anyway.
Yes, and that's the Zoo Crew Tube is who posted that from Fox 13 in Nashville right around 5 years ago today, and it's a terrible moment in time, and people can blame whoever they want, but we definitely lived through some just really awful, terrible.
You know, I am. It's so strange for me on a personal level because I had been podcasting for just over 1 year.
Right.
So I had been literally in this room for a whole year.
Yeah.
And then it happened, and I kind of just kept doing it. There was, nothing really changed for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, and I'm still in the same goddamn boat. It's like I'm still in the pandemic now.
Yeah. Look, I mean, because of the pandemic, things like StreamYard and Zoom come around, and every week I'm able to co-host a show with someone who, by the way, to this day, I've still never met you.
Right.
You're in Michigan, getting ready for the next Rock and Blues Fest, which I feel like is coming up soon. Don't worry. I think that's going to be part of my sign off today is you stir in the chili. It's just it really led to a great proliferation of podcasting.
I'm kind of happy it happened. I mean, if it weren't for it's a toss up because mom died from COVID, but I wouldn't trade anything.
No, not to be able to have that lady in her plastic bags, right? I think mom would have understood that it was all worth it.
I mean, I say, Ma, we had to have this happen. I'm sorry to see you go, but look at what we've got out of this.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, I didn't see this one from Hamilton Burger. And if there's anyone who sends super chats and doesn't deserve to have them not read, it's Hamilton Burger, who that happened to a few times.
Yes.
He said, just got here. Where's the ample-chested broad? I'm right here, Hamilton Burger.
Yes.
You're just not looking.
How can you miss him?
Yeah. And this was when we were looking at Flashback Easy. Easy Bruce is so cute.
Yes. That person likes the dog.
Yes, exactly. In any case, so we end on the up note of Zane's mom passing, but boy, that dummy in the plastic bag sure was funny though, right?
We loved it. I hope another pandemic happens so we can have that again.
Yeah, right, exactly. So, by the way, our buddy Carl popped in for a second because he wanted to make sure we didn't forget the chats. And Carl, you know us too well.
Is that how you did that? He said
he was. I don't know if he was down there and he wanted to make sure we knew it was
there was a couple I missed. He's big on that. If you miss a chat, he's
well,
kick your
here's
ass.
the thing. Look, if people are nice enough, the people who actually give us money, we want to make sure to respect.
Yeah,
them,
sometimes we get going off on a tangent and whatnot, and I sometimes forget. I know that.
Usually when we forgot, it was when I first got this new laptop and I didn't understand how it worked. Now I know how to scroll. And here's the sad thing. We have 4 super chats from the day, so it wasn't that hard.
So bad
to make sure we got all.
Oh my God, I cannot believe this.
Yeah, but again, Hamilton Burger, because you had to wait so long, just got here. Where's the ample-chested broad? Go over to Zealand is her YouTube channel and also her OnlyFans and Fansly. You can
wait a minute. OnlyFans, does she do like nude stuff?
Yeah. It's okay because her husband films it, so everything's on the up and up. So.
Does she like have sex on OnlyFans?
No, I don't think so. I think she just does photo shoots.
Okay.
I know that no one will believe me, but I'm not subscribed to her OnlyFans. But you'll get a kick out of this. We talked about it when she was on this show. Her high school music teacher does indeed subscribe to her OnlyFans.
Oh, come on.
That's not the creepiest thing from Zia's backstory. So, yeah.
How did she find that out?
She saw his name.
Just like his credit card info?
And then, and then I think he wrote like, hey, is it weird? And she's like, well, yeah, but you keep sending me money. It's cool. I had to ask. It was a high school music teacher, not a middle school one. And look at this. We've now got $2 more. Thanks to the one pun for $2. Stop the gaslighting and get back to cleaning pee.
I don't get it.
Well, when your dog pissed on your cushion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Eric Zane, that is our show. Let everybody know where they can find more of you.
Thank you so much to the folks who followed me after the last time I mentioned this. But wherever you download podcasts, the Eric Zane Show podcast, I put a new episode up Monday through Friday. It's free. I also have a Patreon. It's not free. patreon.com/Eric Zane. You can sign up free for 7 days, though, if you want that. I'm on Twitch at Eric Zane Live. So everything I do live every day at 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Friday, becomes the audio podcast. At Eric Zane Live on Twitch.
At Eric Zane Live on Twitch. Go to whoarethese.com. Sign up for the Patreon. Become a member on YouTube. You'll get to see WATP record Wednesdays and Saturdays. And we're just hours away from Who Are These Socials, which is still my favorite show on the channel. And I can't wait. I try to never miss it. So stay tuned. You'll get to check that out. If you become a member, you'll get 2 bonus episodes every month. As I mentioned earlier, the latest was another episode of Living in the Past with Stuttering John. You can find me on my podcast, The Blackcast, BLADTCAST. Coming up on St. Patrick's Day, I'll be releasing an episode where we're doing it again like we did last year. Lucy Tightbox, Husey, and my friend Dan will be celebrating St. Patrick's Day the only way worth celebrating, by looking at the greatest film Ireland ever produced, Leprechaun 4 in Space. And if you thought Leprechaun 3, Leprechaun in the Hood, was bad, get ready. I don't say this lightly. It might be the worst movie I've ever seen, Leprechaun 4 in Space. In any case, you can check that out. And that is all the time I have for now.
Oh, no.
But this is Christian Bladt reminding you that every mic is a hot mic. But Elon and Trump are openly doing what MAGA accused George Soros and Democrats of doing, and then some. Someone call Stuttering John's hypocrisy police. And please make sure to always stir the chili.
Stir the chili. Oh, my